So are you ready to play a money game with me? One that could potentially put thousands into your back pocket? Well, keep on watching. Now, I just spent my festive holidays in beautiful Bangkok, Thailand, and it's always a good time for me to reflect and understand, am I going where I want to be going in life? Am I doing the things that I need to do to push myself forward and be successful? And one of those things is to look at all the financial in my life that I want to get rid of. So in this video, you're going to learn 8 ways that you can cut the financial out of your life and give yourself a pay rise of potentially thousands. But the beauty about this is you're going to get involved as well. And so during this video, as I go through each of those 8 ways, we're going to keep totaling up the savings, and you're going to see them right here, one by one, accumulated as we go. But before we start, I want to see if we can guess what those savings might be. So why don't we have a little bit of fun to start with and see what those total savings might be. So we've got 3 options. A, those total savings are going to be less than $10,000 a year. B, between $10,000 and $20,000 a year. Or C, more than $20,000 a year, which would obviously be fantastic. So let's start the exercise. So number 1, cut out your gym memberships. Now, this time of year is always good because everyone wants to get fit, everyone wants to get healthy, all the New Year's resolutions start, and often that means getting a new gym membership. I actually think, on the whole, unless you're going to the gym probably 4, 5, 6 times a week, they're a waste. And people are always very, very good in their first month in January and then fall away and probably never barely use the gym again. I actually think people get much better value by just having weights at home that you use, which I do, and some running gear, like just some running shoes. I've got some great ones here, I'll show you, like this one. And so, if you think that a typical good gym membership is probably about $100 a month, multiply that by 12, and you're going to end up spending about $1,200 every year just on gym memberships. You cut that out, it's a big saving. Let's include that here. Number 2, buying coffee every day. Now, I go into the office probably about 3 days a week. Depending on your frequency, chances are you're probably buying coffee at a Starbucks or an equivalent. Now, for me personally, 3 days a week, I really like a skinny cappuccino, medium size, and that is about $5 for every one that I buy. Now, if I'm in 3 days a week and I'm spending $5 a day, that's about $15 a week that I'm spending. And then if there are 52 weeks in a year, but maybe 5 weeks of those year you're out on holidays, then you're working about 47 weeks of the year. So 3 times $5 times 47 weeks is $705 every year that you're just spending on coffee. Again, cutting that out, it's a substantial saving, so we'll add that one to the list as well. Number 3, extended warranties. Now, extended warranties are just insurance policies for you buy for your white goods, whether that's your fridge, your dishwasher, your tumble dryer, washing machine, etc. They are a massive rip-off. You can get covered through your home or house insurance policy for much, much cheaper, and I'll explain why. So a typical good extended warranty policy that covers pretty much everything that you need in terms of breakdown, theft, etc. is probably about $100 per month per item. Now, if you're insuring 2 items every year, that's $100 a month times 2, so you're spending $200 every month. Times that by 12, you're at $2,400 every year spent on extended warranties. And you just cover through your normal home policy, and you should be able to get pretty good cover. So that, again, great saving, let's add that. Number 4, buying books you will never need. Now, I love reading, I always have, always will. It's a great, great thing to be doing to add to your success, but I've bought so many books that I just haven't read. I haven't got time to reading, and they just ended up being a waste. And typically people will spend about $15 on a good book, and they might do that maybe once a month. So if you're spending $15 every month on a book, then you're spending $180 on average every year on books that are just really gathering dust on your shelf that you're probably not going to get around to read for a very, very long time. You just save much more money, and that's $180 every year that you could save just by not buying books that you'll never read. So we'll add that to you. Number 5, fast fashion. Now, with the proliferation of big fast fashion brands like a Zara or a Shein or others in the countries where you live, getting catwalk ready clothes to a house at much, much cheaper is just unbelievably prevalent. It's been a huge, huge success for those retailers. Problem is, we as human beings tend to impulse buy these clothes. It's amazing how much people spend on clothes that they barely ever wear or never wear, and they just sit in your wardrobe. And I estimate that people had spent up to $300 a month on clothes that they never wear or don't get worn very often. You just cut that out, it's a substantial saving. It's about $3,600 a year because it's $300 times 12. It's a substantial saving. Don't do it. Try and use the clothes that you already have and buy only when you absolutely really need it. Don't impulse buy. And you'll save yourself nearly over $3,500 a year. So we'll add that too. Number 6, smart holidays. Now, I love a holiday. As I said, I've just come back from beautiful Bangkok, Thailand. But holidays really can be an expensive endeavor. Once you've factored in your flights, your hotel or accommodation where you're staying, and once you're in that particular place, you're going to be spending money on going out, on food, insurance, various things. All of that stuff adds up. If you've got a partner that's studying, that you're going to be paying, and of course, if you've got children and kids, then that's going to add more to your cost as well. I actually think going on holiday can be done very, very cheaply if you're prepared to shop around well in advance of when you need to go. Don't book last minute. They tend not to be the best, despite what people think. And I'm assuming that if you buy really smart with your holidays, you can probably save at least $5,000 every year on holidays. So I'm going to add that one to the list too. So number 7, excessive eating out. Now, it's great going out to eat in restaurants. I enjoy doing it. But with the rise of cost of goods, eating out has become a lot more expensive. Now, I'm assuming that a decent restaurant, not anything particularly fancy, is probably costing people about $30 a head, including tips. You know, a decent appetizer, a main, maybe a drink. And if you multiply that by 2 of you, you're at least $60 a head per meal. And people are probably going out maybe 2 to 3 times a month to have a decent meal. Assume it's 2. That's $120 every month just on eating out. That's probably being conservative. It could be more. Multiply that by 12, you're at $1,440 every year just from excessive eating out. Honestly, unless it's a special occasion, try and eat at home. Try and do things like having fun, maybe a nice romantic meal with your partner indoors or with your kids. You could probably save a small fortune. There are some really good places to eat out, of course, but excessive eating out is never good, both for the waistline or your pocket. So we'll add that one to the list. And finally, number 8, not utilizing tax breaks. Now, depending on where you live in the world, there's more added tax breaks offered by your local government in being able to provide tax relief for various things. So here where I live in the UK, albeit they are reducing, the government provides tax relief on income, on capital gains if you bought assets and made money and saving, on investments. It's just a matter of finding out, and there are a number of them. So speak to people, speak to advisors, speak to people in the know within your network. And I'm estimating that people are probably missing out on at least $1,000 a year in really good tax breaks. Tax breaks are great because they reduce your tax bill and put all that money back in your pocket. So we have 8 ways that you can cut the financial of your life and give yourself an instant pay rise. So as you can see, if you add up all those potential savings, we've added over $16,000 per year in savings to ourselves, which is an instant pay rise, because all that money saved is money back in your pocket. It's not taxed. It's money that you get to keep. So remember at the start, we had the 3 options. So this would sit firmly in option B, which is between $10,000 and $20,000 that people might be expected to save just by being smarter with where they spend their money and cutting the financial out of their life. So it's huge. So it's just amazing what you can do with a bit of kind of savvy thinking around your finances. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe. It really helps us spread the word of this channel. Do check out my other videos as well, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.